Now it's my pleasure to introduce to you all James Barrood, the Executive Director of the Rothman Institute of Entrepreneurship at Fairleigh Dickinson University. Jim is very active in the regional entrepreneurial and business communities and was recently recognized as a leading small business advocate by New York Enterprise Report magazine and among the state of New Jersey's 40 under 40 business achievers by NJ Biz Business Journal. Today, Jim's presentation, as you all have read in the program, is about getting disrupted, question mark, exclamation point. I, for one, am very excited to hear what he has to say, and I'm going to sit down now as I'm the only thing keeping you from him and this podium.
All right, how many folks think that we're getting disrupted? Higher education, raise your hand. How many think that we're getting disrupted? Okay, that's most of you, right? So we should probably be more upset or concerned or both. Now, it's not only higher education, but it's our centers that I realized last spring, and I emailed Jeff and got myself inserted here. Now, everyone knows what disruptive innovation is, right? This is not disruptive innovation. This was in our bathrooms last night, waste-reducing exfoliating body cleanser. This is an innovation, not disruptive. So Clay Christensen was at our school 6 years ago, told us that we were going to get disrupted, told us. We heard him loud and clear, right? We did, right? It's going to come from online approaches, for-profits, corporate universities, and that we would be sort of under threat. Now, fortunately, for a number of reasons, we've created our own extension divisions, we've created our own online programs, and we've deflected the threat. Of course, investigations of these for-profits helped us as well. And Clay Christensen, luminary about business guru, is now doing some work for Phoenix. Okay, now he's a super guy and a superstar. And of course, University of Phoenix is looking for more credibility, so they're hiring folks at very expensive rates to give them some. Gary Hamill is also doing some work. So we know what disruption is. We've seen this, right? Music industry, right? iTunes, publishing, print, soon TV more and more, and movies. A colleague from North Carolina just told me last night, he now has an antenna. He cut his cable TV, and it's just getting internet and streaming everything. I want to highlight retail. We should know that this is happening. Online competition, Amazon, is going to kill retail, okay? That should be of really great concern, and we are at the epicenter where we should be helping retailers combat this. I'm not sure if it's going to be possible completely, but if it destroys our communities, our business centers, our societies, that's a problem. So I just want to bring that up because we're seeing it more and more. And when you have same-day delivery, you can just talk into your phone and get it delivered at 10% less than your local store. There's no reason to shop. So that's a problem. Of course, what can we say to these folks, right? We could say personalized service, build your relationships, lower your costs, lower your prices, try to be competitive. And of course, make it more entertaining for people to come out rather than talk into their phone and order something that gets delivered the same day at less price. Higher education. We know this, right? This is a great article that you should read. And I can get you all the links. The great unbundling. It's happened with music. It's happening with TV. People just take what they want. Now, before, the album was a $10 bundle, right? $10 or $15 bundle of music. One song you liked, the rest you bought. Okay, so what's going to happen with the most expensive bundle on our planet, right? Our bundles cost a lot of money, from $50,000 to $100,000 to $250,000. That's a problem. Here's an interesting line. So at some point in the not-too-distant future, it will be official, a two-tier system of higher education, the bundled elite and the unbundled, huddled masses. That's cryptic, right? Read the article. Okay, so one of the things that are doing this, that are affecting this change, or that is now coming, are we all know this, massive online open classes. Khan Academy is great. We can flip the classroom. We can use these things like teachers are in K through 12. We're already doing with Ed Corner videos, our own videos that we've produced maybe. We see all the competitors coming. Now, it first came out with Sebastian Thrun at Stanford, 160,000 artificial intelligence course, right? So we looked at that and we said, okay, it's great for computer programming and coders, right? Not going to affect us. No way, no how. We have something special. But then we see Steve Blank last spring coming out with a similar course with thousands of folks enrolling. And they're doing local meetups, peer-to-peer learning, and community. And I said, okay, now I'm starting to get worried. Okay, it's not just programming. Badges instead of diplomas. It's coming. It's coming. Certificates, we already do our own certificates, right? So we do this as well. We sort of compete. Good article last week. Is it just a fad? Let's hope so. Let's hope so. But in any case, it will affect what we do. Okay, that was about content. Now we have the experientials part, the accelerators, right? They're all over the place. They're popping up all over the place. These were the first. The next, there's probably over 500 now in business or planned. Plus, combine that with the lean startup weekends, the similar camps, the ultra-light startups, which is in New York, which is in my area, right? Ultra-light startups, right? That sounds so sexy, so sexy. The reality is these are great, even if there'll be bifurcation and a tiered system, saturation, whatever. We should all have accelerators or some type of accelerator. We already do this anyway. Some of you might not be aware of the maker movement. This is really interesting stuff. It's also experiential, where people are building 3D models in a few hours. They are building robotic systems, and it's taking off. Now, we're not sure yet how much it will take off or how widespread it will be. Some of you already have heard of Tech Shop. Some of you are aware of Maker Faire. I was just at something last Saturday in New York, 30,000 people. I'm not sure if that's a fad or more than a fad, but for one thing is for sure, if this can help our students learn about entrepreneurship, right, experiential programs, then we are going to do something like this. In addition, it's also a way for us to grab some STEM money. So as you know, I've sent out an email, I'm working on a curriculum. I'll circle back as I move forward. Great book. Well, it should be a great book. It just came out. We should all read it and just see what this is all about. What can this really be a revolution? I'm not sure. He's trying to sell books. We'll see. Okay, as is experiential. Now, community, meetups. Again, you guys, many of you are not in the New York area. This is like a party. These things are huge. It's organic. It's passionate. It's not university related. A university may host the programs, but they are very popular, and they're free or very cheap. They're also offering workshops. So that's competition, indirect competition for our centers. So that's a concern. You will see there are thousands of meetups. Co-working spaces, you probably have seen these. If you haven't, they will be popping up as well. Again, community. They're building out communities, right? Helping each other. Popping up all over and also offering classes. General Assembly is a well-known one in New York City. I think they're in Chicago. They're part owned by the Pritzker family. And they're taking off and very legitimate. This is an interesting thing I saw over the summer. A startup school in Boston. Isn't that what we're supposed to be doing? Like an etiquette school. Okay. What's being offered? All right, content theory free. Experiential programs dirt cheap. Community, almost free. Okay, perfect combination of offerings. Perfect combination, perfect storm. What do we offer? Content theory. Same thing, right? I don't know if we're toast. I don't know. I hope not. But if I am a student right now or a senior, I can make the case to my parents, okay, if I'm rich especially, right? I can say, before you spend $250,000 or $200,000 on my education, let me create my own curriculum, right? I could probably do this, right? And start my own business. If I'm really passionate, really determined entrepreneur, I could do this without those badges or those diplomas. And that's a scary thought. Of course, we'll lose students at the margins who can't afford this. But it's those really amazing entrepreneurs who will come out of the system without us is what scares me, right? And just think about this. You've convinced your parents to give you $200,000, right, to spend on your startup. They can go to Chile and get a $40,000 grant to set up shop there. Oh, Mom and Dad, I'm going to go learn another language and live in Chile for a year or two as well. Okay, $240,000 piece of cash. So think about that. So again, many of us will not be affected yet. It's coming. It's coming, and it will affect those in the middle, not the elites necessarily right away, and not the lower cost county colleges and state colleges. Strategies, and this really sets up a discussion. These are questions that we should be talking about this whole conference. All right, set up another classic counter strategy. Set up another entity, experiment, innovate, collaborate, co-op. That's what I'm trying to do, collaborate and co-op with these folks as much as possible. Practice what we preach to retail, right? We've come full circle. Personalized service, one-on-one teaching, coaching, competitive pricing, value, even better experiences, new venturing, all this stuff that we're already offering. Even the successful will lose students. Lastly, we have to be the leader in this effort, right? We have to work together, and we have to be the innovation arms of our universities, right? We need to practice what we preach. If we can't be experimenting and innovating and showing the way for our universities, I don't know who will. Hopefully they will get their hands out of the sand and listen to us, but they may not, okay? So good luck, and let's keep this discussion going.